Today we are making sheet pan chicken fajitas. So you're going to need either a 9x13 baking dish. I am using a large baking sheet and I'm lining it with parchment paper and preheating my oven to 400 degrees. Then we're going to cut up all of our veggies. This recipe, I'm using 3 bell peppers. I like to pack a lot of veggies into my chicken fajitas. So I'm using a yellow pepper, a red pepper, and an orange pepper because I prefer those over green peppers. I like to cut them in short slices. If you want long slices, go for it. You can have them thicker or thinner. A thicker bell pepper will give you a little bit more of a crunch versus if you cut it thinner, you're more likely going to get a really soft pepper. Once you have cut up all of your bell peppers, toss those into a big mixing bowl. And then we are going to cut up a large onion. I have a large yellow onion. You can use a white onion. You can use a red onion, whatever your preference is. Yellow onions have a little bit more of a sweetness to them, but we're just going to cut those into nice thin strips, similarly sized to our bell peppers. You can cut them a little bit thinner because onions take slightly longer to cook and get tender compared to our peppers. Next up, we need chicken. I'm just using 1 large chicken breast. These fajitas, you can make meatless if you would like. You can just pack in a couple extra bell peppers or just 3 bell peppers like we already did with a large onion, and then your seasoning and your oil and bake that. That is just fine. But today I'm using chicken and I'm gonna cut it nice and thinly. Again, similarly sized to our peppers. You can absolutely use steak, you can use shrimp. And once you have that all cut up, go ahead and toss that into your bowl with all of our veggies. And today I am making and using a homemade fajita seasoning mix. I will leave that recipe linked down below for you guys. You can absolutely just use a bought-in packet of fajita mix. For today's amount of 3 peppers, a large onion, and 1 or 2 chicken breasts, I would purchase 2 packets of fajita seasoning if you are using a packet, and probably use 1.5 packets of fajita seasoning. My recipe for homemade fajita seasoning is about 1 packet. I would use at least 4 tablespoons. And then we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of light oil. I used light olive oil. You can use canola oil or veggie oil. And then just toss all of our veggies and chicken all together with the oil and the seasoning. So once your mixture is all mixed and it's nicely coated, let's bring our pan back, whether you picked a 9x13 or a baking sheet, and dump all of our veggies and meat onto the tray, into your pan, and spread those out into a nice even layer. And then we're going to bake this in our oven for 35 to 40 minutes, mixing halfway in between. So after 20 minutes, we are steaming, but I'm going to use a pair of tongs and just toss everything together, mix it up, get our veggies and our meat turned. The veggies and the meat will brown a little bit as we cook it, so we do want to give it a little bit of a mix and then spread it back out into a nice even layer. We're going to pop that back in we're going to do 15 minutes just to see where we're at. You really just want to make sure your chicken is cooked and your veggies are as tender as you want them to be. Look at all those beautiful colors. So really, once your chicken is cooked and your veggies are at the tenderness you want them, and perhaps you want to get a little bit of a brown on your veggies, get some nice caramelization starting, you're good to go. You can take them out. So I know fajitas are eaten in a tortilla normally, but I wanted to give it all a taste test, just the veggies and the meat, to make sure I had enough seasoning on them. So it has good flavor. I would, if I use the same amount of veggies and chicken that I did, use between 1 or 2 packets of fajita seasoning, or use 1 less bell pepper. So you can eat this however you want, in a tortilla with salsa, sour cream, lettuce, tomato, however you like it. Today I was just meal prepping, so when I take it to work for lunch, I like to serve it over rice. It's just a lot easier to eat in the office. Having it over rice, I can eat it with the fork. And then I love having cheese on fajitas, so I just put some cheddar cheese on top. So there we go. There is my lunch. And then fajitas, like I said, you can use chicken, you can use steak, you can use shrimp, and I know there are so many different fajita seasonings, fajita sauces. So what is your favorite fajita seasoning? I would love to try the different ones. The recipe that I'm going to link down below is similar to the packets that you'll find at the grocery store. So thanks for watching. If you liked today's video, go ahead and click here right on screen and check out this recipe, and I will see you guys there.